Giants got back to their winning ways last night as San Francisco broke a 6-game losing streak in a thriller here in the desert. Today, Madison Bumgarner gets the ball trying to pitch San Francisco to a series win over division rival Arizona. The Giants ace will get help from first-round draft pick Joe Panik, called up yesterday and in the lineup for the first start of his major league career. Final game of the series, Giants D-backs next. It's day baseball in the desert. It's also the final game of the series and road trip. And it'll be the Giants taking on the Arizona Diamondbacks. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. A much-needed win for the Giants last night. They played good baseball, and they'll have to play good baseball again today. And with a win today, they can take the series behind Madison Bumgarner.
You always feel pretty good when Madison Bumgarner goes out there, and you always have to have good defense, especially the left side of the infield when he is out there. The Giants have made one error in the last 10 games, and hopefully they can continue that good streak with the gloves. I always like it when a major leaguer, a second baseman debuts, because the old second baseman walks around like a mother hen. He is nervous. I don't know if Joe Panik is, but we're going to find out.
Yeah, I'll probably boot about 5 ground balls. Panik will not. Should be fun today here in the desert, and then the Giants go home. Stay tuned. We'll take you to our Comcast Sportsnet studios for an update, and we'll do that right after this.
barbecue ultimate cheeseburgers at participating restaurants, and by Toyota, #1 in NPG, durability, and resale value. Toyota, let's go places.
In the desert, as we get ready for baseball here on this Sunday afternoon, our game time weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is now open daily. 106 degrees outside, 79 inside. The humidity is low and the roof is closed. Let's take a look at the Giants lineup, and it's brought to you by Coors Light. It'll be Blanco, Pence, and then Buster Posey. Sandoval, the cleanup hitter, followed by Crawford, Tyler Colvin, and then his first start. He did walk in a pinch hit appearance yesterday. Joe Panik. Arias 8th and Bumgarner 9th.
On the hill today for the Arizona Diamondbacks will be the 6'2", 210-pound, 26-year-old right-hander out of the University of Arkansas, Mike Bolsinger. This is what he has done. 6 games, he's had 5 starts, 1 and 2 with a 5.70 ERA. Good strikeout walk ratio, 28-8, and almost a strikeout inning. Tells you he has good stuff. He has given up 40 hits. That's a lot. You're going to see high 80, low 90 fastball, more high 80s than low 90s. He'll cut the ball, and he's got a hard curveball, a high 3/4 release. So the curveball has a very acute break on it, a 12-6 break. And here we go.
First pitch of the ball game is a called strike. So we get started right on time at 1:10. Blanco hitting .256. He's 1 for 7 in the series. The home plate umpire is Tripp Gibson, Scott, Asonia, and Buckner from first to third.
And this is our first look at Tripp Gibson. So we don't know much about his strike zone.
This is on the ground to Goldschmidt, and that's how this game gets started. So Blanco now 1 for 8 in the series.
Let's take a look at the Diamondback defense. Starting from left to right in the outfield, it'll be Ross, Inciarte, and Kieschnick. That's your outfield. Gregorius and Prado will patrol the left side of the infield. Hill and Goldschmidt will be on the right side, and Miguel Montero will be in the squad, putting down the signs. He never misses a start against the Giants.
He does not. Here's Pence, hit a home run last night. That was his 11th. And he takes a strike. In the series, he's 2 for 8. With Buster Posey on deck. Pence takes high.
And there's the cutter for Bolsinger.
Big breaking ball hit up the middle, and Hill was playing Pence to pull, so Pence is thrown out.
Time now for our Solar Company electrifying play of the week. Last night, Hunter Pence hit a home run in the 6th inning off Randall Delgado. It stayed hit for a long time. It was estimated 441, which I think sold it short. It was a massive bomb, and it lit up the Giants' dugout. That was our Solar Company electrifying play of the week.
Here's Buster Posey. He's had a good series. He's 4 for 8. And looked like Buster was taking all the way, and he takes a strike. Pablo Sandoval to follow. Giants with the win yesterday put them at 44 wins on the season with 30 losses. A 1-3 road trip. 21-15 on the road, and just only a couple of games over 500 against the West. They're 19-17. This is hit to right field. Moving in is Kieschnick, and that'll end the inning. 1-2-3 inning for Bolsinger. Bumgarner coming out, and the D-backs are coming up. Arte will lead things off, followed by Prado, Goldschmidt, and then Aaron Hill. He's had really good numbers against everybody that has been out on the mound for the Giants, followed by Montero, Ross, and Kieschnick. Gregorius will hit 8th, and Bolsinger will pitch in bat 9th.
On the hill today for the Giants will be Madison Bumgarner, making his 16th start of the year. He's 8-4 with a 2.85 ERA. One complete game in 15 starts, and the Giants in those 15 starts are 9-6. Interesting, he's 3-4 at home. He's 6-2 on the road. 104 strikeouts against 23 walks. Outstanding ratio. And when you take your bats against him, you're going to see a low three-quarter release with a fastball in the low 90s that has natural cut. He will break some bats from the right side. You'll see a lot of ground balls to the left side of the infield. He's got a hard slider. It's got a little unpredictability to its movement. Sometimes it runs flat. Sometimes it takes a pretty acute drop. He's got a curveball and a changeup. And lifetime against these D-backs, he's 4-4 with a 2.71 ERA. Here at Chase Field, 3-2 with a 3.1 ERA.
So here's Inciarte, the very speedy leadoff hitter this afternoon, and he takes a strike.
Giants taking away the bunt with Sandoval playing very shallow on the third base side.
One for 7 in this series, and there's a pitch down low.
You were a bunter, Kipe. Is it easier to, as a left-handed hitter, to against a left-handed pitcher, to put the ball on the left side of the infield or take it with you to first side?
It was easier for me just to take it with me, no matter who was pitching. And there's a strike at the knees. 1-2.
So Tripp Gibson likes the low strike. That much we just found out.
And that's good news.
It sure is. In a ballpark that has lots of carry, you want to keep that ball down. Fly balls have a tendency to leave the yard.
And that's a line drive foul.
Let's take a look at that Diamondback defense, or the Giants defense. I beg your pardon. It'll be Colvin, Blanco, and Pence. That's your outfield from left to right. Crawford and Sandoval will be on the left side of the infield. Panic making his major league debut, joined by Joaquin Arias on the right side, and Buster Posey will be the squad putting down the signs.
And Inciarte hit that ball twice. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Just not a lot of lower body. Look like he's just trying to slap the ball to the left side of the infield, which with his speed is a good approach, especially against a low three-quarter lefty like Bumgarner. He hits a medium to slow speed ground ball to Brandon Crawford. That's probably going to be a hit.
Full count now to Inciarte. Last thing Bumgarner wants to do is walk him. Martin Prado and then Goldschmidt. Left field hit pretty well. Colvin on the move, and Coleman's going to make the catch as he stumbles right near the foul pole. 1 out.
All right, time now for our Nissan keys to the game. Joe Panic making his debut. So number 1, of course, Panic, stay calm. And number 2, beat the fastball. Going to see a lot of fastballs today from Mike Bolsinger, the right-hander for the D-backs, and they say he throws it about 70% of the time. So look it, try and beat it. He likes that outside corner. There's your approach, and those are our Nissan keys to the game.
And the Panic family. And they don't look panicked.
How many more puns are we going to have?
They don't.
Panic?
They look great.
I don't know about that. They look a little nervous.
Well, I can't say that they look panicked. That would be bad.
Mom looks a little uptight. They'll feel better when he gets his first big league knock.
Here's Prado. One ball and 1 strike. Prado at 274. He's 5 for 23 in his career against Madison Bumgarner. 2 balls and 1 strike. By the way, just in some National League West news, the GM of the Padres, Josh Burns, was asked not to come back to his office.
Wow.
Swing and maybe a foul into the glove of Buster Posey. 2-2.
That's that 90-mile-an-hour cut from Bumgarner that's so effective.
This is rolled foul. I really believe in my heart that Goldschmidt has relatives over where he stands.
I mean, I've never seen a guy do what Goldschmidt does. I mean, they're at least in the on-deck circle, and more often than not, they're more towards behind home plate cheating.
I think that's where his pass list is.
It's got to be.
Full count to Prado. Looks like there's a water cooler over there. Maybe that's a camera. So back-to-back 3-2 counts. And this is tapped back to where it came from, and Bumgarner will throw out Prado. 2 out. Yeah, here in Arizona, remember they got the pool. And they've asked us to be lifeguards out of the pool. And we said, well, only if there's Giants fans in the pool.
Well, I like it.
We asked for a few more females to show up, but that hasn't happened so far.
Well, the gamers have landed.
Did I just see Miguel Tejada show up?
Yeah, he looked. Yeah, I haven't seen him in a while. He's changed a bit.
Showed up in his A's uni. If the Diamondbacks don't really like people sitting behind home plate in T-shirts other than Arizona T-shirts, I can't imagine that they're that thrilled about us being out by the pool.
No.
Given the fact that the Dodgers did get a very nice reception out by the pool.
Well, you know, at some point we're going to go swimming too. I'm going to tell you that right now.
And Goldschmidt out swinging to end the inning. Okay, we're all over the place. Kind of makes me laugh, that's all.
Water's cold. Look at me. Day in the big leagues. Pre-game batting practice. Everybody trying to calm him down. His family was in the stands. Lots of pictures. And finally, in the 8th inning, he got to step into a big league batter's box for the first time, and he walked. And that's how his career started. And that is our AT&T U-verse rewind. Today, he's in the lineup.
You know, now that you mention it, the Panic family looked a lot more relaxed last night than they do today. I think the whole family woke up with a massive Ryan Vogelsong game face on today.
Yep, there it is. Heart rates are right around 160.
Sandoval chases a high fastball 1-2. Sandoval 4 for 8 in the series. And he shoots this one foul down the left field line. Sandoval last night 3 for 5 and a couple of RBIs. He needs one home run to reach 100. Not this time. The Padres take on the National League West Division Giants to kick off the next homestand. And there are dynamic deals for all 3 games. So check it out at sfgiants.com/dynamic deal. Here's Crawford. They can't get out, by the way.
Well,
at least not until after the game. Crawford takes high, 1 ball and no strikes.
They're in a good spot down the right field line. Playing Crawford to pull. Flock of crows.
And a strike to Crawford. Colvin on deck. Crawford had a triple, a big triple in the game last night. That's his only hit in the series, and he's actually hit the ball well in this series. Hard breaking ball, 3-1.
Ooh, that's a good pitch right there. And Bolsinger taking a look at plate umpire Trip Gibson saying, where was that? And that's a big curveball, and I think he may have just surprised the umpire. Pretty good pitch right there, perhaps a bit inside. And he looked like he just evened it up. So Gibson's a low ball guy. That we've established.
So payoff pitch, here it is to Crawford. And Crawford skies it out into right center field. And Ciarte will put it away. 2 outs. And here's Colvin. Colvin got a big hit in the first inning yesterday. Instead of the Giants with a 1-0 lead, his base hit made it a 3-0 lead after 1. And a strike to Tyler Colvin with Joe Panik on deck.
So 3 looks from Bolsinger, a fastball, high 80s, right to the scout report, a little cutter, and that 12-6 curveball. He spikes it, he's going to throw another one. Not that easy of a pitch to command because the break is so acute. The flatter the breaking ball, the easier it is to control. That one that goes off the table like he's throwing is not an easy one to put the strikes on.
And Colvin out on 3 pitches, and that'll end the inning. It'll be Hill, Montero, and Ross facing Bumgarner coming up.
Giants baseball on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area is brought to you by the Solar Company. Not just any solar company, the Solar Company. Switch to solar and save.
Here in the desert, we've reached the bottom of the second inning, and it'll be Aaron Hill facing Bumgarner. And there's a swing and a miss. Hill batting .255, 6 home runs, 38 driven in. Does have a couple of lifetime home runs off of Bumgarner. Also 3 doubles. So all 5 of his hits against Bumgarner lifetime extra base hits as this is fouled out of play. Montero on deck, and then Cody Ross. A high fastball, 1-2. So Giants, even though they struggled the first 3 games in this road trip, they have a chance to win the series with a win today. This is hit towards the hole, but Sandoval cuts it off. He'll straighten up and throw.
Not a bad stretch from Joaquin Arias. Getting a rare start at first base.
Yeah, it's nice having Kobe Bryant play first. Come on.
Joaquin Arias, because of his resemblance to Kobe Bryant, is affectionately called Kobe by his teammates. So yeah, Kobe at first base today.
I'd like to see Kobe Bryant with that wingspan.
At first base?
Yeah.
Couldn't throw it over his head.
Here's Montero. All right, well, I'll go one better. I'd like to see Andrew Bogut play over at first.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah. Problem is, though, they cannot hit the inside pitch. You have 40-inch arms.
Just in for defense. That's it. That's all I'm asking.
I accept it.
Missing somewhere. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Montero 6 for 29 against this Giants lefty lifetime. So if you're Montero, you got to think you're going to get something to hit right here. It's 2-1.
Well, it tells you one thing. He was looking fastball, but he wasn't looking middle away. He was looking middle in. And I think when he gets greedy, that's where he looks. He looks to pull. Now, he's been using the left side of the field the last couple weeks. He's really been hot because of it.
This is pop back and out of play.
But every hitter has a preference to what side of the plate they like. And most guys are middle away guys. But you see a short arm swinger like Montero, and I'll tell you, he likes that ball down and in. Good low ball hitter.
Got him.
Except on that pitch. Just blow right through him. Elevated above the belt. You can see the natural loop he's got. A little uppercut. Bumgarner just took advantage of it.
I missed the whole pitch.
What happened?
I was watching Don Carson, one of the owners of Don and Charlie's, is sitting right below us. And you always got to check out to see what the owner of a steak place eats at the ballpark.
What's he having?
Popcorn. Hit to right. Pence moving over, and it's going to be out of play.
Well, Don Carson's on a disciplined diet now. He's lost 100 pounds in his diet. Looks good.
So popcorn's on the diet.
No salt.
Swing and a miss. Nothing in 2.
Good hard cut fastball. It's great when you talk to Cody Ross. He's great because he'll talk about how he tries to hit the Giants pitchers. And he says that cutter off of Bumgarner is one of the toughest things to pick up, and one of the toughest things to do anything about it, except for whack it into your foot. And he It's still hard for me to see him in another uniform. I think of Cody Ross. I think of him in Giants Union. There's Don Carson.
Look at that, one kernel at a time, which really bothers me, by the way.
Yeah. That's true. We're handful guys.
If you can't go in for the full handful. This is going to be a tough play. Bumgarner's going to throw from his knees, and Arias just could not hang on. But a good effort, and it'll be a base hit.
Well, you always wonder how a guy's going to get to a balance point to throw. And for Bumgarner, this is something he does not practice. Total ad lib, coming in and do a slide on the right side, picks it up off a bare hand, and from the knees, he throws a one-hopper, and Joaquin Arias, alias Kobe Bryant, cannot come up with it. He comes up with that.
It's a good play.
It's a good play. I mean, that's a highlight you see all the rest of the night.
So here's Kieschnick. Kieschnick takes a strike on the inside corner.
I think that's a good place to pitch him. Middle of the way guy. He beat Romo in a pinch hit at bat last night. Good at bat. Hit a double right center on a good sinker at the knee-high location away, and he smoked it. Just missed with the 0-1 slider.
One and one to Roger Kieschnick. 1-2 to Roger Kieschnick. Four for 16 on the season for Kieschnick. Got him, and that'll end the inning. Joe Panik's going to lead things off. We will head to the third. 0-0. No score as we head to the third inning. Only one base runner in this game. That was the infield hit by Cody Ross. So here's young Joe Panik with his family watching. This will be his second at bat. Remember, he pinch hit last night and drew a walk. And here he takes a pitch in tight. Bruce Bochy said he earned this opportunity by playing well offensively and by playing well defensively. Here he takes a strike.
Now, we got a glowing endorsement from Will Clark last night about this young man's game. He said he's a complete player. He said he's a grinder. He'll remind you a lot of Robbie Thompson, the way he takes every pitch seriously.
Bounces this one to Goldschmidt. So Panik is retired. Yeah, I asked Joe Panik before the game, what's it been like the last couple of days?
It's been a whirlwind, to say the least. Getting that call the other night, and flying here and getting in the game last night, and very little sleep, and but it's been a good thing. It's been a lot of fun, and everything you dreamed of as a little kid.
And more. Here's Arias hitting 176, and he takes a curveball for a strike.
Now Bollinger is really riding that. Bolsinger rather is riding that curveball very hard right now, throwing a lot of them.
And then it makes that fastball look very fast, and it's 0-2. Arias, with the emergency swing of the year, is just out at first.
Nice play.
Pitcher number 40, Madison Bumgarner.
Swinging bunts are so tough because you're not going to get a whole lot of break from the third baseman. It's going to be the pitcher. If that thing is closer to the line, there's no way he can get to it. Fortunately for Bolsinger, he didn't have to go far to get to it.
So here's Bumgarner, who's hitting 242. Last Sunday in his start, he hit a home run against the Rockies. And that would be his second home run of the year. Here he takes in tight 2-0. It's jammed and pops this one foul.
That's bad body language on a swing. All right, 2-0. You're looking for a fastball. Here we go. Let's check out the hack. And kind of got bound up a little bit.
Cued off the end of the bat to Hill. Hill will take his time, and that'll end the inning. So for Bolsinger, 9 up and 9 down. Bumgarner will face D.D. Gregorius, 0-0. You will not want to miss the All-Brandon weekend. The Reds will be in town. Saturday, you're going to receive a belt or Crawford bobblehead courtesy of PG&E if you're one of the first 40,000. And then Sunday, kids 14 and under, they're going to receive a belt or Crawford growth chart banner presented by Nestle's Drumstick. sfgiants.com/tickets. Here's Gregorius, followed by Bolsinger, and then Enciarte. There's one of the Brandons who's on his way back. His thumb is doing very well.
That's good news.
No swing on the appeal. Gregorius hitting .209. He's 1 for 5 lifetime against Madison Bumgarner. Outside 2-1.
It was bark in the park day. Everybody was encouraged to bring their pups. They had a little parade before the game. It was interesting when they brought the dogs out. The big lure was to have all the dogs be able to walk on the field. So the owners and the dogs started from the right field line, walked the warning track all the way out to left field, and then they went right back out the warning track to the right field side. They never got a chance to go the complete lap, which we thought was a bit strange, but always a fun day at the yard.
He got him.
It's 4 strikeouts through 8 guys for Madison Bumgarner.
Pitcher number 49, Mike
Yeah, happy group. I think I got enough hairspray.
Looks good.
Here's Bolsinger. So did we move? Oh, we're in the hot tub, of course.
It's a little hot. It's a little hot.
Look at Dave. Dave's happy.
I'm a little concerned. The guy with all the tats has me.
Dave hasn't looked that happy in a long time. Here's he looked that happy since Stanford beat SC. John's in the pool. Actually, John will be here in the next half inning. See Lee Jones in the background. Oh yeah, fun at the yard.
Yep.
center field, Ender Inciarte.
Here's Inciarte.
Giants fans will find a way to have fun. They lead the league in good times, and that is an absolute fact. They prove it every day. They show up at AT&T, and they take that good attitude on the road.
Inciarte hit one right down the line near the foul pole that Colvin had to go a long way to make a nice running catch. But catch it he did. And Bumgarner's not happy with that call. You can tell by the sagging shoulders.
Well, the corners have been pretty tight with Trip Gibson. That's a good pitch right there. Certainly one a pitcher will want.
Playable for Sandoval or Crawford. It looks like it's going to be the Panda, and that's going to end the inning. John Miller will be in. I'll see you back here in the 7th inning here at Chase Field. It's nothing. Killing me.
I love the tub.
Arizona Diamondbacks would like to thank all fans.
every home run with Coors Light. Enter to win a Coors Light refrigerator every time the Giants hit a home run at AT&T Park. Text REFRESH to 49375.
No score here at Chase Field in Arizona as we head to the top of the 4th inning. And here to tell you all about it now, old pal John Miller.
And the Giants still looking for their first base runner as they start over at the top of the order. The first time through, the Giants lineup did not do anything at all against Bolsinger. He retired all 9 of the Giants he faced and threw only 33 pitches in doing it. And a called strike to Gregor Blanco.
Well, now they at least have a little bit of data to go and fall back on. They've seen some pitches off from Bolsinger, so see what they do the second time through.
Blanco grounded out to first his first time.
Your first plan when you're taking an at bat against a new pitcher is from the scout report, your hitting coach. The second plan you're going to have taken an at bat is going to be your own. Because you've seen the breaking ball, you've gauged the speed, the movement of the fastball. You know what side of the plate he likes to throw to, so you'll definitely have a different approach.
2 strikes the count to Blanco. And the scouting report was that Bolsinger had pretty good control and he had a very strong curveball. He's off the outside with that fastball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And I think that assessment has been accurate.
Now, he's a guy that has to live on the corners. He's not going to blow you away with great velocity.
And Blanco just got a piece of that one. Mike Bolsinger out of University of Arkansas. 1-2 the count. That curveball right to Hill, the second baseman, and that's 10 straight Giants retired by Bolsinger.
And that really is his best ground ball pitch too, that curveball. Well, a reminder to go to the ballpark, download the mobile app at the ballpark. This is a must-have free app for Giants fans when visiting AT&T Park. Your mobile device will allow you to upgrade your seats. You can go find the Crazy Crab can sandwich stand, check in to unlock special offers and much, much more. So go to sfgiants.com/ballpark app or text ballpark to 31826 to download at the ballpark right now.
Hunter Pence, and that's a curveball for a base hit. And Pence is the first Giant to reach in this game.
So we'll see Bolsinger out of the stretch for the first time now. Saw this one, waited for it, went right back up the middle with it, didn't get too greedy. They played Pence to pull, opened up the middle, and he found it. And watch him round first base. Young players, be aggressive, anticipate any kind of a bobble, and you're in good position to take advantage of it.
Here's Buster Posey. Buster hit a fly ball to right his first time. 1-1. Foul tip that one.
Swinging for bleachers there. Talking with Joe LaFay, the Giants hitting coach. He said that Bolsinger will throw his fastball 70% of the time. That has not been the case today. He's throwing a lot of breaking balls today. And that's really, I think, because he's got a good feel with it.
Ball and a strike.
All right, time now for our forward right choice. Buster Posey in June hit 358, slugging percentage at 507. In his hot spots, pretty much anything up right now, and down and in, he's wearing it out. And one location you can go to is down and away, but that is our forward right choice.
Pence, the runner at first, dives back to the bag. Pence, who has 7 steals, tied for second in the club with Gregor Blanco for stolen bases. Pagan, the Giants' top base stealer, not playing again today with the back stiffness that has plagued him. He's missed 8 straight days now. And again, Pence back to the bag at first. So they apparently feel that Pence might be taken off here at some point. The ball and a strike to Buster Posey. Pablo Sandoval is on deck. This is the first time that Bolsinger has worked out of the stretch in this game. And it's 1-2.
Again, that's a fastball. Way out in front of it. I mean, when you can see a 93, 97 night after night, you get a guy out there who's throwing underneath the average hitting speed of a fastball, and it can upset your timing. And that's really what has happened here the first time through for the Giants. They're trying to make adjustments the second time through.
2-2. Giants are home tomorrow night. San Diego coming in with Matt Cain scheduled versus Andrew Cashner tomorrow. That's a pretty good matchup. Hudson and Jesse Hahn, whom we have not seen, another rookie who's been pitching very well. The swing. No, says the first base umpire. Dale Scott on the appeal. So it's a full count. Three and 2 to Buster Posey. Hunter Pence, the runner at first. He's running. Strike 3 called. And it's a double play. And Buster talking with plate umpire Trip Gibson about that call. Goldschmidt coming up second.
Telecast is presented by authority of the San Francisco Giants and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of San Francisco Baseball Associates, LLC.
It's time for you to tweet your photo using hashtag CSNBA fan photo. Name and hometown for a chance to have it shown in an upcoming game broadcast. Brought to you by AT&T. Here's Andrew Fink from Fresno. He and his wife Sabrina got married. Guess where? Guess where they got married?
AT&T Park.
You were such a good guesser.
Little AT&T Park. And he's doing a headfirst slide into home, and she says he's safe. That is fantastic. And I got to tell you, that is they're styling. It can't look any better than that.
So congratulations. Here is Martin Prado with Paul Goldschmidt on deck. Bumgarner.
A rare first pitch changeup for Bumgarner, and he really quit on that pitch. He did not finish it off.
1 ball and no strikes. Prado hit one back to Bumgarner his first time. And there's a called strike.
You quit on a changeup, just slow your motion down a little bit. More often than not, you're going to miss high with it.
No score in the game. Last of the 4th. That's a foul off to the right. Well, back underneath the overhang into the lower deck. 1-2. Saw Joe Garagiola before the game.
Just won the Buck O'Neill Award.
That'll be presented at the Hall of Fame in Cooperstown in late July, the day before this year's induction ceremonies. And a high foul off the right field line, and Arias cannot catch up. 1-2.
Never forget when I was in grammar school, I read Joe Garagiola's book, Baseball is a Funny Game, and it was hysterical. I mean, it was really a great look at Major League Baseball off the field in the clubhouse, and it was something that I read more than once in my life. And one of the things he said in there is shaking hands with an old catcher is like shaking hands with a bag of peanuts, and that's what it's like shaking hands with Joe Garagiola.
1-2 the count. Sandoval over. One away. Well done by Pablo to get Prado, and now Goldschmidt. Well, Joe Garagiola has not been in very good health lately. He introduced me to the gentleman who is sitting with him, and he said, "That's my doctor. I used to travel with a hitting instructor. Now I travel with a doctor."
Smart move.
Joe, the doctor squelched the idea of Joe traveling back to Cooperstown for the ceremony, so he recorded a speech. He says it's already done and ready to go, so we will only be seeing Joe at the ceremonies in Cooperstown this year via videotape. But he was a great ambassador for the game, and a very engaging and entertaining gentleman who's just had an amazing career, several different careers. Goldschmidt, the great D-backs young slugger, and the count quickly 0-2. He struck out his first time against Bumgarner. To the count. A little bit off the outside.
Buster initially called for a fastball away, then he changed his mind and went to a slider, trying to wrap that thing around the outside corner. Right now, Bumgarner's command of the slider is exceptional. He's putting that thing anywhere he wants. I'm going to go backdoor with it again. So 2 pretty good pitches, 2 pretty good takes. I mean, when you're ahead to count 0-2, 1-2, that's where you want to throw those breaking balls down below the zone. Goldschmidt will strike out. I mean, he's aggressive.
He did strike out his first time in this game. Struck out 78 times this year already in the first half of the season. Time taken. Goldschmidt backs away. He's had 298 official at bats. Two and 2. A curveball, and he lays off that one. 3-2. So it had been 0-2. Now it's 3-2. Aaron Hill is on deck. Bumgarner. As you see, Hill, number 2, awaiting his turn. The infield swung around toward third. Bumgarner about to throw his 56th pitch in these first 4 innings. Off the outside, he ends up walking him.
0-2 to a walk, so a good at bat from Goldschmidt's perspective. Here's Bochy, who looks a little healthier today. Scuffling a bit last night.
There's Joe Garagiola, and Joe Garagiola Jr. right behind him, former Diamondbacks general manager. Here's Aaron Hill now. He grounded out to third his first time. And Bumgarner is off the outside. Joe Garagiola, he always had that sort of guy next door kind of a look, and his style of speaking and telling stories, always funny, a lot of self-deprecating humor. But I think that all kind of hid just an extraordinary talent. Back to the Bumgarner for a double play. And that ends the inning. On to the 5th. Sandoval coming up for the Giants. It's scoreless.
Romo pitching to Goldschmidt in the 9th inning with the base open. He said, well, it's against the books a little bit to put him on, but you're facing one of the best hitters in the game. But he found a way to get the job done. Made me happy, and I didn't feel that bad from the crud anymore. And that's our Geico quote.
It was a very intriguing moment before the actual, when Bochy came out and he put his hand on his shoulders. Looked him right in the eye.
Well, and I think it's a great thing, and I've seen managers do it when they have a closer or really any kind of pitcher that's having a problem with confidence. And you think the last 2 save attempts that Romo had was against Colorado, and he blew both those saves. So all Bochy wanted was to get him to say, I want to get this guy out. I don't want to walk him. I want to get him out. And once he said that in front of his teammates, that was the conviction to getting the job done. And he got it done.
Sandoval, shallow center, Inciarte. That ball just wouldn't come down. It's like it had wings on it. 1 away. Pablo's 0 for 2.
Cannot give Inciarte a lot of time to get to a ball with height in the air with that fly ball because he's got good range.
Now Brandon Crawford. Crawford flied out to right center his first time. Pretty good rip on that high fastball, but back to the screen.
He had time. He was looking for that. Guys look for fastball, especially on the first pitch. They will go out of the strike zone a lot, just because it's the pitch and the speed they're looking for.
Then a pitcher's duel. No score. Each team has only 1 hit. Pence had a sharp ground ball single to center in the 4th for the Giants hit. And now it's 1-1. The only Arizona hit, Cody Ross topped one. What did it go? 40 feet from home plate?
Yep.
It's the only hit Bumgarner has allowed. Mike Bolsinger, the rookie. Ooh, just off the outside, apparently. 2-1.
Are those the Hawaiian Islands? I mean, he's got the World's Fair on that hat.
Along the left field line, foul. Two and 2 the count to Brandon Crawford.
Fans are so entertaining.
Giants fans especially. People say, well, we like to dress up when we go out. But Giants fans really like to dress up. And I'm not talking about tuxedo and an evening gown. Here's a foul off the left field line.
Yeah, how you like my new tats?
I want those 2 guys to change the heads. Those are my tats.
Guys rocking the tats, baby.
My guy, he doesn't seem that into it. 2 and 2 the count. And ball 3.
Easy take there. We haven't seen him do that. For the most part, Bolsinger's been around the plate. When he's had an opportunity to pitch for a location, when he's been in the head of the count, like 0-2, 1-2, and even 2-2 there, he's been pretty close to the zone. That was an easy pitch to take.
And it's a walk, the first of the game allowed by Bolsinger. So 1 out, Crawford gets aboard, and now Tyler Colvin will come up. He struck out his first time. By the way, whichever one of those guys out there in the resort had the idea of making the big pictures of we broadcasters. Brilliant idea. Now, if they'd had Buster Posey and Hunter Pence and Bumgarner and that sort of thing, we would have shown them, maybe,
once.
But now that's my idea of good TV. Left center field. Inciarte. No! And this one's going to roll for a while. Crawford to third. Flannery waving him. Heading for third. Colvin. Here comes the relay. And he's out. But Crawford has scored to give the Giants a 1-0 lead.
Didi Gregorius lays an absolute strike to Martin Prado on the relay. Right here, you're thinking it's an automatic 3-bagger. But Inciarte recovers well. He's got a good arm, but watch the strike from Didi Gregorius. Bang. And Coleman had nowhere to go. And you're never going to get a manager get in the face of a player trying to take an extra bag when you're thrown out by a play like that. But that is the big leagues, folks. Big league about everything about that play.
So it's a double for Colvin and a run batted in. And then he is thrown out from the center fielder to the shortstop to the third baseman. 8-6-5. Joe Panik, and there's his first major league hit. Left center field, and it gets away from Ross. Panik gets the extra base. And the Panik family is very excited.
Well, Will Clark said he had a great approach to left field. Here they pitch him away, and he goes right with it, stays inside. Beautiful swing. Watch the head stay still. Watches contact off the bat, then it's off the races. And as he surrounds first base, he really puts himself in a good position to take advantage of a bobble. And Ross gives it to him, and an easy take of second and a belly first slide for style points. And Joe Panik, you got a batting average. You just made your parents proud.
His mom and dad, his brother, all here. Apparently they flew in from the East Coast and arrived in town just a little bit before Joe did. They were so excited. His dad Paul, his mom Natalie, and his older brother Paul, who himself was a catcher at Canisius College and is now an assistant coach at Butler University. Yeah. Joe Panik, big moment. Panik to third as Gregorius throws out Arias, and the inning is over. The Giants get a run. Joe Panik. It's his first major league hit. 1-0 Giants. Having just moments ago gotten his first major league hit.
That's a nice stroke. Very compact. And that's when he saw the little bobble, and off he was. And the old man is psyched. His brother looks like a catcher, doesn't he?
He does. I bet his dad might have been a catcher too. Paul and Paul Jr. there. Mother Natalie. That's out of play off the bat of Miguel Montero, leading off for the D-backs. Last of the fifth. The Giants had the first lead of the game, 1-0. Joe Panik, who was a shortstop in high school and college, started every day during his 3 years at St. John's at shortstop, and had a 3.8 grade point average at St. John's, majoring in financial management. He could be somebody for us to talk to.
Yeah. Yeah, he's going to be his own agent. I'm just making that up.
Well, his favorite player, his dad was a Yankee fan. His dad, Paul, who grew up in the Bronx. And so Joe and his brother also grew up Yankee fans. There's one away. Montero is 0 for 2. And you have to like this. His favorite movie? Happy Gilmore.
I thought you were going to say Field of Dreams or something. Here he gets a play. Nothing to it.
And that's his first ground ball as a major leaguer.
You know, you watch him, and we watch him take ground balls, watch him take balls in the bag, and you really can tell when a guy has been fundamentally coached. And he is very solid in that regard. I mean, just a little thing. When he comes over to take the throw at second base from the shortstop or the third baseman on a double play, he gets down low and he gives a nice target right at the chest. And those are not small things when you're putting together a player, especially in the middle of the infield. Those are good habits.
Cody Ross, and it's a count of 2-0, facing Bumgarner. 1 out, nobody on here in the 5th. Ross has the only Arizona hit, and it was not much of a hit. He just hit a little dribbler. Piddly. Took a mighty swing, but it went about 40 feet.
It was piddly.
It was a piddly. That could be a cricket term, actually, from England.
Piddly?
It was a piddly.
With the googly goo?
2-1 the count to Cody Ross. Former Giant and another former Giant, Roger Kishnick, is on deck. 1-0. The Giants ahead here in the 5th. Two and two.
There's that cutter, and Bumgarner knows he can get to it. And that's a pitch that Cody Ross was so impressed with when he first saw Bumgarner, and that's really been the spine of Bumgarner, a big strength when he's getting right-handers out. He breaks a lot of bats with that pitch. He gets a lot of strikeouts with that pitch.
Off the inside at 94 miles an hour. Full count. Cody Ross. Ross had that 40-foot base hit his first time, but don't be fooled. If you make a mistake with Cody Ross, he's got lots of power. He's only hit 1 homer so far this year. Pablo got him. 2 down.
Well, time to log on to csnbayarea.com and decide the player of the game. Your vote counts. Winners will be revealed during Giants postgame live. And follow the action on the diamond like never before with enhanced Bloomberg stats and much, much more. Giants in-game live on csnbayarea.com. Log on right now and vote.
Bumgarner and plate umpire Trip Gibson having a little dialogue again. They spoke at the end of the previous inning.
Well, it's been the strike zone's been a little squirrely. First time we've seen Trip Gibson.
Kishnick chasing that high fastball, and it's 0-1.
You know, you talk with Ed Montague, who was a great umpire, and now he's in charge of the umpires. We see him in San Francisco just about every game, and he talks about young umpires that they have to loosen up. They have to get to that point of relaxation. And you can imagine them being on edge. They haven't had a lot of experience behind home plate. He says you got to give them a break. So what advice do you give young umpires? He says go out there, look for strikes, and have fun. It's simple as that, and that's what he tells them.
Center field. Blanco started back, now comes in a little bit, and that's a 3-up and 3-down inning. 5 shutout innings, allowing 1 infield hit so far for Bumgarner. On to the 6th. Bumgarner coming up. 1 year ago today, Hector Sanchez got this pinch hit, game-ending single against the Marlins in the 11th inning. And that gave the Giants a 2-1 win over the Marlins. So that was a big day, and that's a McDonald's true story. And then he got beat up.
They abused him.
So if you get a game-ending hit, then you're just going to get pummeled, apparently.
And you're happy about it. That's the best part about it.
Bumgarner, a mighty cut, and the earth shook.
He will definitely let it fly. And he's starting to get some intimidating numbers for opposing pitchers as they look at his batting average with a couple of home runs, 7 RBIs.
And that curveball, that was a good one. One away.
Yeah, that was an ugly swing right there.
So Bumgarner is gone. He's 0 for 2 in the game. He grounded out his first time. And here comes Gregor Blanco against Bolsinger, who's been impressive. Blanco has not been on base. He's grounded out twice against Bolsinger. Giants had 1-0. They got the only run of the game in the 5th inning. Blanco, who led the Giants in triples last year and hit 6. Brandon Crawford has hit 6 already this year for the Giants. One of the top triples hitters in the league so far. You think Crawford can keep that up? That's a pretty good pace.
I do think he can. He's got a great ballpark to do it in. And really, it's a great division to do it in. There's a lot of triples in the National League West. You're a gap hitter.
This is one of those kind of ballparks for sure. Crawford hit a triple here last night. Strike 2 called to Blanco. But usually when a guy hits a lot of triples, you expect him to have a lot of speed like Blanco. Or D. Gordon leads the league in triples with 8.
Now, he's a guy that's built for triples, no doubt.
Off the outside.
Angel Pagan is a guy built for triples. I'm hoping to see him back on the field tomorrow. No batting practice in the field today.
Here's Inciarte, and Blanco is 0 for 3. 2 down in the 6th inning, and Hunter Pence coming up. The Giants lead 1-0. Pence hit a 441-foot home run. I checked it out on the home run tracker at hittracker.com.
441.
That was just a spectacular home run. Now Buster Posey hit one here on opening day this year that proved to be the game-winning home run in the 9th inning of the opener. That was 453 off the facing of the second deck, but out in left center. Pence's last night, they said the apex, it reached 143 feet above the field on its way out there. Just a spectacular, aesthetically pleasing home run.
That's the one you're talking about. Look at the location. It was up across the shoulders. Boom. And afterwards, you really wanted to talk about it. How did it feel? Did you get it all? Blah, 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 blah. And he didn't want to talk about it. He wanted to talk about the bases loaded opposite field single from Tyler Colvin.
Along the right field line, Kieschnick, a long run, gets there. And the Giants are down in order. Pence fouls out to right. Bumgarner back to work. Last of the 6th. Gregorius coming up.
Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area is brought to you by Heffernan Insurance Brokers, offering business and personal insurance, employee benefits, and financial services. Visit us at hefins.com and by Xfinity, home of the most live sports.
We are in the Sonoran Desert. There's one of the nearby buttes. Madison Bumgarner holding a 1-0 lead. He's been sensational, although he's had to have the lead because the Giants have only been able to come up with the one run on his behalf against Bolsinger. So here is Didi Gregorius, who struck out his first time, and that's a foul off to the left. Then the pitcher, Bolsinger, is out on deck.
That was a bit unusual that Gregorius would start in this game against Bumgarner today. And that Gregorius is left-handed. The everyday shortstop, Chris Owings, a right-handed hitter, who's a good player and having a nice year, has a little bit of an ankle problem. So Kirk Gibson giving him another day off to try and nurse that ankle back. But it does put him at a disadvantage having to have the left-handed Gregorius go against Bumgarner.
Didi, who is from the Netherlands Antilles, Curacao, speaks 5 languages. And most people from those islands do the same. And he's very interesting to talk with. He, by all accounts, Cincinnati, Joe Morgan told me that it broke his heart that the Reds traded him because he thought Gregorius was the whole package, and he had the ability and he had the intelligence to end up being a very strong player. 1-2 the count. Did he swing? No, says Buckner. 2-2. Check the swing.
Let's take a look. Did he check? No. Yeah, he did. Some umpires will ring him up. I'd say it's about a 20% chance of getting him rung up on that swing. I don't think it was a swing.
That was definitely a swing. No appeal necessary. 1 away.
We've seen the way that Bumgarner defense, he gets a lot of strikeouts after the 4th inning. Here it's just a high fastball right through him. Gregorius, a natural low ball hitter from the left side. Have a problem with that high pitch, and Bumgarner just took advantage of it.
Bolsinger, the pitcher, grounded out to third his first time. 1 out, nobody on. And that's out of play.
It's a pretty healthy rip.
By the way, we were just talking with Joe Garagiola, who's just on the other side of the glass from us. And if sometime you check out that picture, the famous picture of Willie Mays making the incredible catch in the World Series, 1954, still considered, I think, by most as the greatest catch in World Series history. The Giants clubhouse was in center field, and there are windows above the 483-foot marker to the left of where Willie was making the catch. And there's a face in the window up there. That is just foul. A ball and 2 strikes now. Well, Joe Garagiola says that face is him. He had been traded to the Giants in September and was not eligible for the World Series. So he'd take batting practice and whatnot. And then when the game started, he had to go out to the clubhouse. So he saw the Willie Mays catch from right there.
He was right on top of it.
A ball and 2 strikes. That is the 6th strikeout for Bumgarner. And here is Inciarte, the leadoff man, coming up.
Center field, Inciarte.
Take a look at the National League strikeout leader. Steven Strasburg of the Nationals leading the heap with 121. Johnny Cueto this year has really stretched out and become one of the contenders for that strikeout crown. And right there in the 3rd slot, Madison Bumgarner.
Cueto was the winning pitcher today in the Reds' 4-3 win over Toronto. On 1 the count to Inciarte. Giants ahead 1-0 here Last of the 6. 2 down, nobody on. Dwayne Kuiper will be returning from the radio side. In case you thought maybe he'd just go and walkabout or something like that. He was taking a stroll, taking a union break. No.
On a 3-inning assignment.
To the radio booth.
He'll be back.
And Ciarte is 0 for 2. Hit one deep to left his first time up. And this could be a tough play. Panic right for the glove. He got him.
Wow.
It was tough, and he handled it beautifully against a very fast runner. Welcome to the big leagues. Joe Panic. He's looking pretty good.
It's about as tough a play as you're going to get with speed breathing down your neck. He goes into a glove flip, throws a strike to Arias. Wow, easy. For our Toyota game summary, it's brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. And let's take a look at the lines. Through a solid 6 innings, his Giants 1 run on 3 hits, no errors. The Diamondbacks no runs on 1 hit, 1 error. Bumgarner, Mike Bolsinger really have hooked up into a great duel. The difference, Tyler Copeland with an RBI double. And that is our Toyota game summary. Joe Panic has made his debut 1 for 2 with a great play that just ended things for in the 6th for the D-backs. 1-0 Giants. Here again, Dwayne Kuiper.
All right, Mike, here's Buster Posey. And a strike at the knees to Buster Posey. The Giants are leading 1-0. Buster Posey today is flied out, and he's struck out. Here he lines this one center field, but it's right at Inciarte. 1 out. And that'll bring to the plate Pablo Sandoval.
I'll tell you one thing about Bolsinger is he is a strike thrower and he works quick. He's very efficient with what he throws up there. Talk about his stuff. Doesn't have great impressive velocity, but he's got nice control of the strike zone. And he really keeps you out balanced with that big curveball. We haven't seen a lot of cut fastballs, which is his other third look. And there it was.
Yeah, that's one pitch that if you swing and miss, it'll drive you nuts because you just feel like you should hit it.
And he's going right back up there again. I mean, he's ladder climbing him right now. And if you have an aggressive hitter, it's a real easy pitch to see, and it's a very difficult one to lay off. And it also leaves you very susceptible to a curveball right on top of home plate in a 2-strike count.
How high will you go, Pablo?
Well, we've seen him hit that ball over his head for a base hit. So from the top of his head to the top of his shoes, I mean, he can do damage when he's hot.
So he works it to 2-2.
Those are easy takes. Still 4 pitches, 4 fastballs.
And that's tap foul. The one thing Sandoval can do with the best of them is he can spoil an off-speed pitch. Two balls, 2 strikes.
Well, it lit the crowd up behind home plate. Joe Garagiola, who's in the booth with us right now, said this is the most exciting play those folks behind the screen has had all year. Lit them up. Yeehaw!
Joe's not a big fan of this game.
No, he's an offense guy.
Sandoval out of play down the left field line.
Old hitters are offense guys.
Yeah, but he's an old catcher. I'm a little surprised by that.
Yeah, I am too, now that you say that.
Three balls, 2 strikes. Sandoval trying to reach for Crawford. Tapped. Gregorius. Got him. Joe Panik made a nice play to end the 6th inning.
Well, a lot of pressure on the play from Inciarte, who runs well, and he's figured it out on the fly. Remember, he's a bit disadvantaged because he doesn't know a whole lot about opposition. He was told that Inciarte could run, but the play right in front of him, he had to make an ad lib quickly, went to the glove only flip, and threw a strike to Arias, and that is a thing of beauty.
So here's Crawford. Crawford drew a walk and scored in the 5th.
Keeps passing all the tests.
Crawford's got it, 1 in the gap. He's going to run for a while. And he's going to head for 3. And he's going to make it. Another triple for Crawford. He can hit.
He can hit. Again, nice flat swing, stays in the zone a long time, good opposite field approach. And what he has done at the big league level is learn to hit the inside pitch. Here, that is T-ball location. Not a lot of stride, just a little lift and plant. Head stays still through the swing and just rifles it through the gap. And in this ballpark, if you have any speed at all, you got a chance for 3.
So here's Colvin. Colvin doubled in the only run the Giants have. He did that in the 5th inning. Let's see if this combination does it again. Crawford and Colvin. And it's low. 1 ball and no strikes. .82 pitches now for Bolsinger. This is hit on the ground, and it's Goldschmidt to Bolsinger, and quietly that ends the inning. Prado's going to lead things up 1-0 Giants. desert. We got a 1-0 lead.
Well, Sunday, June 29th is Pixar Day at the park. Your special event package will include a ticket to see the Giants take on the Reds, and then a Giant-themed pop bobblehead of Woody from Disney's Pixar's Toy Story films. Following the conclusion of the game, Pixar Day special event ticket holders will be invited down to the field to watch Toy Story. Partial proceeds from every Pixar Day ticket sold benefit the J.T. Snow and Jack Snow Scientific Research Foundation. Go to sfgiants.com/special events and check it out. And by the way, Giants fan favorite Kirk Reeder, otherwise known as Woody, will be in attendance. And I can't wait to see the winningest San Francisco left-hander of all times. Talked about the duel, and that's how they compare. 83 pitches. Bumgarner has gotten through 6 with just 1 hit allowed, 6 strikeouts, no walks. Just the 1 base runner, an infield single by Cody Ross. Bolsinger has been very impressive. 7 strong with 4 hits, 1 run allowed, just 1 strikeout, but he has really kept them off balance.
So here's Prado. It'll be Prado, Goldschmidt, Hill, the beef.
I stand corrected. There's 4 strikeouts for Bolsinger.
And a strike to Prado, who's bounced out twice in this game. 2 base runners. An infield hit by Ross and a walk to Goldschmidt. That's it. To right. Pence coming in. 1 out. So here's Goldschmidt. Goldschmidt struck out in the first. Headed long at bat when Bumgarner got him down 0-2, and then Goldschmidt drew a walk in the 4th inning. The 1-0 pitch to Goldschmidt, and he gets the call to even the count.
It's perfect right there, knee high in the outside corner. Took that 1-0 advantage right away from Goldschmidt.
See Michael Morris watching. Said he could help today. If need be, he could go out and play some defense. And we saw him after the game last night, over waiting for the bus, and he said he was encouraged enough to think that he would play Monday. But that was last night. Usually it's the next day you got a better idea. 2-1 to Goldschmidt. 2-2 to Goldschmidt.
Good curveball. It's a backdoor. That's the first time he's shown him that speed with the breaking ball all day long. Until then, it's been cutters and hard sliders, and that little soft curveball on the outside corner froze him. Oh boy. And that's what frustrates you too. I mean, you saw 2 wide strikes to get to the 2-strike count. And this is God, here you nail down what you think is strike 3, and he doesn't give it to you.
Well, all you ask is that if you got it before, get it now. And the walk.
It's frustrating for Bumgarner. See the anger.
This was the injury to Morris yesterday.
That's the swing. Right there on his right side. When he asked him, "What is he getting on the bus last night? What do you think?" He goes, "I don't know. I'm not that concerned about it. It's a tweak." So he got uncomfortable when I was on the field, but I'll play Monday. So I think he knew then he was going to have a day off.
Here's Hill. Hill hit one right back to Bumgarner that doubled up Goldschmidt to end the 4th. So back in this spot again. Bumgarner ready. And a strike, and it's 0-1. Crawford, panic, double play depth. Crawford more to pull than usual at double play depth. Goldschmidt leaning, does not go, blocked by Posey. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Blocked beautifully. Drop those knees and let your chest protector become the mitt. This is perfect. Nice job. Working on his blocking, and really no attempt to even cover it with the glove. Let your chest protector be your glove.
One and two on the foul.
It's great. You watch big league catchers when they're blocking in blocking drills, they don't use their glove. On the dirt, let your chest protector be that. Give you that mindset that is your glove.
That's right. They handcuff their wrist behind them.
Don't say that, because somebody's going to believe that.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Got him.
And again, the curveball, which has become a nice pitch this time through the lineup. Just a different speed with a breaking ball, a little bit higher break. It just drops right below the zone, gets him to chase.
So Posey goes out and says to Bumgarner, what are we going to do here? Meanwhile, we're getting waterlogged.
Yeah, my fingers are getting pruny.
John's taking a breather. Dave's sick. I think Dave's doing better. Montero is 0 for 2. Hit to Panic. Side retired. Joe Panic is going to lead things off through 7. Bumgarner dealing. It's 1-0 Giants.
Now for our Togo's big play, the Togo's way. And we go back to the 5th inning when Joe Panic steps up and promptly launches a nice clean line drive the opposite way. And that is his first big league knock. Takes advantage of an error from Cody Ross. And puts himself in scoring position. And mom and dad and brother said, we dig it. That is our Togo's big play, the Togo's way.
That's my kid.
That's my boy.
That's my kid. Hey, only 5 hits in this game, and Joe Panik's got one of them. He takes high, 1 ball and no strikes. Arias to follow. This is the bottom 3 in the Giants lineup. It is the 8th inning. In the dirt, 2-0.
Yeah, you got a batting average. Just things start to loosen up a little bit. You start to feel like you half belong here.
Well, you got to remember though, if you're hitting 500, it's going to go down.
Well, yes, it is.
Maybe not necessarily in this at bat. Driven to right, moving back is Kieschnick, and Kieschnick will put it away. And that'll bring up Arias. Arias is bounced out twice.
86 pitches here in the 8th inning for Bolsinger. He has been fantastic.
And a base hit to left field for Joaquin Arias. And here's Bumgarner.
Well, you know what Bumgarner is going to be swinging for.
He's going to be bunting for the fences.
He hates to bunt.
And a strike, and it's 0-1.
You might not see. Well, you might see the bunt sign now after that first pitch curveball.
Well, that's still the easiest pitch to bunt. Bolsinger. Like I said.
Well, it is, and people say, well, how is that possible? Well, the curveball's got downward break to it. If you bunt that thing, it's more likely going to bunt right down on the ground because of the downward movement.
Center fielder.
So he was true to that scout report.
Well, you know, Bruce Bochy's thinking they're going to throw Bumgarner any fastballs.
They are not.
So let's just have him lay one down.
And he does it beautifully, right back to the pitcher. It's a big run out there at second base with Arias.
So Gibson gets the ball from Bolsinger when it's time for a change. Thanks Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and repair experts. We'll be back. Starting on Thursday night. So check out the Reds and the Giants. Remember, the Giants took 2 out of 3 for the Reds in Cincinnati, and they didn't like it. So check it out. Giants Reds. Go to sfgiants.com.
Yeah, they're definitely a different team than when the Giants saw them. Got some people back off the DL. Hey, things are picking up. Yep, hot tub's the place to be. New pitcher now for Arizona. Oliver Perez, we saw him earlier in the series. He'll give you a low to mid-90s fastball and a slurvy breaking ball. In his 10th year at the big league level. It has been an up and down ride for Perez, who started his career as a starter, but has really found himself a nice home in the bullpen and has done a good job here for these Diamondbacks.
Well, here he's facing Gregor Blanco. Doesn't have a hit today. Lefty against lefty. No swing and a miss. 0-1.
He had a good ripping curveball. He definitely had his legs under that swing.
No balls and 1 strike. Foul back. All that stuff that Perez did on that pitch did not seem to affect Blanco at all, because he had a pretty good rip, but he did the whole Louis Tion thing.
Yeah, he'll do that. He'll show you the numbers on his back. Right above the hands with that fastball.
High, 1-2. Arias at second with 2 outs. Slowly hit. Hill charging, and that'll end the inning. Cody Ross will lead things off. 1-0 Giants. Padres tomorrow night at 6:30. That'll be pregame live, and then the game will be right on at the top of the hour. You can see it right here on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. Cody Ross is going to lead things off. 1-0 Giants. Cody with an infield hit in the second, then he bounced out to Sandoval in the fifth. And a strike, and it's 0-1.
Staying on that inside corner all day long to Cody Ross. He's not been able to do much of that side of the plate.
He's back with a high fastball. 1-1 strike for Bumgarner. You're thinking about how long can he stay in this game? He's got 98 pitches. And probably as he pitched the ninth, what he does in the eighth obviously is going to determine that. Here's a bouncing ball foul, 1-2.
Well, you're going to have about an 8-pitch inning for him to get up and get back out there in the ninth inning.
He really hasn't been in the stretch a lot.
Yeah, there has not been a lot of stress in this game for Bumgarner because of that very thing you say. He hasn't been in the stretch.
In the dirt, 2-2. Kishnik to follow. And then Didi Gregorius. Hit out into center field for Blanco. 1 out.
One thing about Cody Ross is we got to know him. He can drop the gumbies on you. That ball was loud contact. He got underneath it, hit it too high, but he drops the shoulders and sags the head as good as anybody when he knows it's not going anywhere.
He ran right by Bumgarner and gave him a big swing.
Now, they were pretty close friends when they were teammates. Got a lot of friends in San Francisco, and he will the rest of his life.
Here's Kishnik. Kishnik is 0 for 2, and he bounces this one to Arias. To Bumgarner. 2 out.
Well, 1-pitch outs help.
And here's Gregorius. Bumgarner wants a new baseball.
Now, this is important right now to get this out, because if you can get this out here and in the inning in a 1-2-3, that means that the Diamondbacks would have the 9 and 1-2 spots in the lineup coming up, and that would mean if you had a clean 1-2-3 inning, you wouldn't have to face Paul Goldschmidt again in this game. So this is a big out to get for Bumgarner.
Wide to Gregorius, 1 ball and no strikes. This is hit on the ground to Panic. Panic from the outfield grass, side retired. Ninth inning coming up. Giants have the beef coming up. Pence, Posey, and Sandoval. It's 1-0 San Francisco.
Now for our Honda player of the game, and you were looking at the man of the hour. That is Madison Bumgarner, who has been solid. 1 hit through 8 innings. And for Bumgarner, 7 strikeouts against a couple of walks on the day. And he is our Honda player of the game. And because of the pitch count, I do believe that he's going to be able to go back out there in the 9th.
When it's time for Change Things Speedy, oil change and auto service, your oil change tune-up and repair experts.
Evan Marshall, the new pitcher now for the Giants. Take a look at what he has done, and he has really climbed that ladder to bullpen quickly. He's got good stuff. You're going to see high velocity. 20th time he's come in, 19 strikeouts and 19 1/3.
From Sunnyvale.
Bay Area kid.
Big Giants fan, even to this day.
Season ticket holder. You're going to see low to mid 90s sink, slider changeup, but the Diamondbacks love him.
Pence is 1 for 3. Little jam shot to right. Kieschnick has to back off. Hunter Pence with a duck snort.
Second hit of the day for Hunter Pence.
Catcher, Buster Posey.
And that gets him over the 300 mark to 302.
So here's Buster Posey. Way outside, 1-0. Pence had some thoughts.
We were talking about Bolsinger being a pitcher that throws under the average hit speed, average fastball, about 91 miles per hour at the big league level, and he's around 88, 89 all day. When you get a guy who gets back up to speed level, after you've been hitting it against a slow fastball all day, is it a big adjustment?
Hit and run is on, and it's fouled out of play as it's fouled into the upper deck. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Yeah, it does. You almost have to take a couple of pitches to get used to the next round of velocity. One ball and 1 strike. Pence with his lead. And Posey into the gap. Pence is going to be able to run for a while. Ross cuts it off. They're going to wave in Pence. There's going to be at the plate. The throw is offline. Pence scores.
That's a big run. And an aggressive call from Tim Flannery when you consider the last relay throw they saw from Gregorius was a strike at third base. And let's take a look at where the location of the pitch was for Marshall. Up at the belt, T-ball location to a hot hitter, and Posey makes a pay. And really a nice play from Cody Ross to slide into this thing to prevent it from getting by him. And they got that ball to Gregorius as soon as he could, and just a little bit too much more of momentum going over to the first base side from Gregorius, and he could not make an accurate throw. And for Hunter Pence, you don't need a lot of lane to be able to score, and he had a huge open door, so a nice call from Tim Flannery to send him, and the Giants take a 2-run lead.
So Kirk Gibson comes out. He gets Marshall. We got a new pitcher, and we have a 2-0 lead. Morning show on KNBR tomorrow morning. Mike will talk about the game with the fellas on KNBR 680, the sports leader. I'm going to listen to that show tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll be talking about it a lot about yesterday.
I have a feeling it's going to be a great show.
Well, new pitcher right now for the Diamondbacks, Joe Thatcher, coming into his 34th game of the year. 22 strikeouts against 3 walks, and you're going to see a sidearm, high sidearm delivery. 2 pitches basically, a fastball with cut and a big slurve.
Facing Sandoval now, hitting right-handed. And Sandoval couldn't make up his mind whether he wanted to swing or not, and it's no balls and 1 strike.
Yeah, he's not going to be happy with that swing.
Close. 1 ball and 1 strike. Sandoval today hitting left-handed against Bolsinger. Struck out, popped out, and he bounced out. Long look to second. Swinging and a miss. 1 and 2.
A little cut to that fastball.
One and 2. Two and 2. Posey at second. His RBI is 36th. The 2-2. Here it is to the Panda. Little pop up. Hill going out. Hill's going to get there in plenty of time. So here's Crawford.
Shortstop, Brandon Crawford.
Crawford tripled in the 7th inning. And Thatcher chasing Buster Posey back, but Buster's not going to try to steal third, I don't think.
Well, it would be the surprise of the day.
Swing and a miss.
That's as big a sweep on a breaking ball that you could throw. I mean, that's just completely starting it at your right hip and then coming across the plate, and he catches it about 1.5 feet off the plate away. I mean, that's like hitting a frisbee at 86 miles an hour. In the wind.
So a quick 0-2 to Brandon Crawford with Tyler Colvin on deck. And it's outside. Thatcher wondering how far he can go. And that time Crawford took it. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And this is going to be a flare and a base hit. Posey read it immediately. Here's the throw. No throw. It's 3-0.
I mean, that's the one thing. You stay to one side of the plate to a big league hitter. I mean, he's just going to cheat and go out there, even in a 2-strike count. And Brandon Crawford extended about as far as he could to barrel this. I mean, just throw the bat head. Bat stays flat, and here's the reward. I mean, that's strong hands and a solid foundation. And Buster Posey with 2 outs, not wasting any time. Great jump, easy score. Or 1 out, I beg your pardon.
Yeah, you just read it perfectly.
That was a great read.
So here's Colvin.
Smiles around on that one.
Colvin got a double and an RBI in the 5th inning to give the Giants a 1-0 lead.
You know what I'm looking forward to, and I hope it happens here. Gamer pups are here. I hope Joe Panic gets a chance to look at Joe Thatcher.
Yeah. Is he on deck?
He is.
He's got a shot. Guys like Joe Thatcher, they're all over the minor leagues.
Yeah, right.
There are no Joe Thatchers in the minor leagues. Good swing by Colvin. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Strong front shoulder right there. If you have any jelly in your front shoulder against Thatcher, you have no chance.
Giants are trying to get a win today without Morris, without Belt. Who else they missing?
Pagan.
Without Pagan. Get home, get healthy.
They're trying to do without the bullpen too. Giants as a staff have 2 complete games on the year. Bumgarner has 1 of them.
That was in a loss.
In 8 innings in Colorado.
1 and 2.
The other complete game from Tim Hudson. So it used to be a complete game, which was, you'd get 1 every week. And it kind of went 1 every 2 weeks. Now it's 1 that's every couple of months.
Cued foul.
And those are days off for the bullpen. And they need those.
You're going to need it. The next off day for the Giants is a week from tomorrow.
Giants get the Padres, the Reds, day off, and then St. Louis. And that would be a great homestand with a lot of good baseball. Marco Scooter on the DL.
Colvin waited on that breaking ball and he fouls it back.
Brandon Belt getting closer. A couple weeks maybe. I don't know if he's going to keep that beard once he gets off the DL, but it's getting pretty long. That's his DL beard.
Here's my guess on Belt. First game in San Diego.
That's a good goal. The Giants would love to have him back on the field for the A's 2 series. They played the A's 4 games in a row towards the end of the first half.
Crawford goes. Colvin fouls it out of play.
Crawford had the biggest jump of the year.
Yeah, he had a good one.
He had a smart base runner jump, and they're the best kind. So he was looking for something, and whatever he saw, it was the tip that Thatcher was going home.
Finally, after a good battle by Colvin, Thatcher wins the battle. And here's the matchup that Mike's been waiting for all day.
Only because you don't see these at bats very often in the minor leagues. Now you'll see guys who throw from the side, guys with great stuff from the side, but guys who have as much command with great stuff from the side. Now that's where it gets rare, and that's why Thatcher's been doing it up here at this level for a long time.
Panik, his first major league hit in the 5th inning. Arias on deck. It's a long time for Bumgarner to be sitting in the dugout. I know the rest is probably good for him, but you don't want to have a guy sit for too long.
Yeah, you can definitely tighten it up, although it's pretty warm out there on the field. Shouldn't be too much of an issue. But if it's Thatcher's idea that he's going to ice down Bumgarner, he's doing a good job of it. At least trying.
Strike on the inside corner.
All right, one to measure, one to rake. And the philosophy that they may have given him walking out of the clubhouse was look away against Thatcher. And that was on the inside corner. They'll throw to first.
Could be playable for Prado. No, Prado hits that sidewall pretty hard. No padding over there.
He popped his jaw.
He ran into this big fella here.
Face to face. Oh, he gave him a kiss. Wow. You don't expect that. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
That's worse than watching Joe Theismann break his ankle on Monday Night Football.
That's hard to watch.
0-2 pitch. Here it is to Panik. Panik fights it off. This guy's got a Prado's spitting teeth, and this guy's holding his head.
Well, and he's thinking, I bought tickets to do that. That guy just came over and kissed me. That's ridiculous.
Plus, he didn't even get the ball.
No, he got the headache.
And they're all horse laughing.
Like we are.
Out of play.
See, Panik's hanging in there.
Yeah, folks, if you don't want to watch this, you don't have to.
Oh, well, you see something every day you don't see at the ballpark. The one guy's laughing. That guy's not getting any sympathy at all.
Hit out to left field, hit very well. Anybody going to get there? They're not. It flattens out, and here comes Crawford. And the Giants add on. It's 4-0 in a nice at bat from young Mr. Panik.
Why, indeed. And he just showed you that he's got strong front side. And that was the text message from Will Clark. He said, you put him up there against a funky lefty, and he'll show you a solid approach to left field. And he backspins this thing out with a little ease. Never lifted the foot, just stayed solid with a long stride. Boy, you talk about a nice at bat. And Joe Thatcher scratching his head.
Well, plus not a whole lot of respect out of Cody Ross where they were playing Joe Panic.
A couple of bats like that, they'll change that.
When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and repair experts. We'll be back. Nothing lead for the Giants.
Matt Stites, the new pitcher now for Arizona. Had a chance to see him earlier in the series. Throws hard. Hit a good fastball, and it'll go mid to high 90s. Very quick arm delivery. Take a look at the stats down in Fresno in regards to Panic. He hits lefties better than righties. He hit 359 against him. You can see why with that strong front shoulder.
There's a line shot caught by Prado, and that's going to end the inning. Giants put 3 on the board. Bottom of the 9th coming up. 4-0 Giants. Only one hit of this game, and this is the infield hit by Cody Ross.
Just a swinging bunt, and had Arias been able to pick this thing up, they get him. It was a one hopper, and he just could not come up with the dig, and it was ruled a hit, which it should have been. And that has been the one blemish on the report card. That and a couple of walks, but 7 strikeouts. He had a shutout in 2012 against the Reds for his only shutout. 3 complete games. As we mentioned, he had one earlier this year in Colorado. So Bumgarner trying to get what everybody covets, and that's a shutout.
It'll be Jordan Pacheco. He's got pretty good numbers lifetime against Bumgarner to pinch hit. And then the center fielder, Inciarte, followed by Martin Prado. Pacheco, the former Rocky, has found a home here in the desert. Pretty good player. He can play all over the place. He can catch a little bit, but those are the numbers. 9 for 25. And that did not get him into the lineup today.
Yeah, we were a little surprised at it. I don't think he's had a start.
Two-0. Romo is in the Giants bullpen. He's now just starting to play catch. And a strike. Pacheco couldn't pull the trigger. 2-1.
Yeah, it's just an example of deception. You got to be looking fastball 2-0, right? If you're in a swing mode. And that ball was right by him, and that's for one reason. He did not pick it up, which is one of the real strengths of Madison Bumgarner.
Crawford has this one kick off the front of his glove, and Pacheco's going to reach on the air. And that'll bring up the leadoff hitter, Inciarte.
You always said there's nothing routine about a routine play. Out the crack of the bat, you're thinking they're not. He just did not be able to stay down long enough to get it in the glove. A rare error.
One that'll wear on you. You have a good series, and you get to the 9th inning, and you kick one. So here's Inciarte. And he goes around, and it's 0-1.
Bumgarner not affected by it. I mean, he's just blowing. This guy's almost impossible to double up.
Get one out for sure. Nothing in 2.
And Bumgarner, one of those guys too, when he has one of his players make an error behind him, he gets in the mode where I'm going to pitch through that air and pick my teammate up. And they all talk about it.
Foul back, so just pound in the strike zone.
Romo got back on the save saddle last night with a save to preserve the win.
Sandoval knocks it down. Everybody's going to be safe. It'll be an infield hit, and the hitter will be Prado. So a clean 9th inning out of the question. And the skipper's coming out, and he's going to the bullpen. So trying to get Bumgarner through 9, and an error and an infield hit, and that's it.
Well, I think the pitch count had everything to do with the decision, but sure, he's disappointed.
Bumgarner departs when it's time for a change. Things speedy. Oil change and auto service, your oil change tune-up and repair experts. for the Giants. The D-backs have their first 2 runners reach here in the 9th, bringing in Romo.
3-3 on the year with a 4.91 ERA. A save last night gives him 21 on the year out of 25 ops. Last night so significant because he had 2 blown saves, and then he had to sit on it for a long time. Didn't get a chance to pitch in Chicago, and he got in the ball game last night and he made it work. And here they're trying to preserve it for Bumgarner, who was stellar today.
So here's Prado against Bumgarner, 0 for 3. One ball and no strikes. Goldschmidt on deck, and then Hill. With the help of an errant infield hit, the first 2 guys have reached, and it's 1-0 to Martin Prado. And a strike, and that evens the count.
Prado, a double play guy. He's hit into 9 on the year. Giants pinch their middle infielders towards double play depth in respect to that, and they will anticipate. Quick infield, ball gets on you in a hurry.
Foul back, 1-2. And we saw Romo do a few things differently in the game last night.
Now he's throwing sliders to lefties, which I think you're going to see him do more of. Use all his pitches. He got 4 good pitches, and you can throw all 4 of them to either righties or lefties. Just don't be predictable. And he's established around this league, and everybody up there from the right side is looking away, looking sliders.
And a base hit. The throw is going to go to third. Coming in to score is Pacheco. So now the tying run's coming up.
They went to a fastball on the inside part of the plate. And Martin Prado sent it right back up the middle. And there's the target. And he opened up and nailed it.
So here's Goldschmidt. It's 4-1. Goldschmidt is 0 for 1. And he's walked a couple of times. Big swing and a miss, 0-1.
And he was swinging to tie it, which is what he's paid to do.
On the ground, Crawford smothers it to Panic. Panic to Arias. Double play.
Well, that's an example of that fast infield. And, of course, a guy as strong as Goldschmidt, he hit that ball right on the screws.
How about kicking a ball to start out the inning and then getting this?
I mean, that thing is on him. It almost took his feet out from underneath him. And a nice turn from Panic. And watch Panic give that good target right above the glove. Step back and let her rip.
So here's Hill. Hill takes in 1 ball and no strikes. Hill is 0 for 3. And the ball just got away from Romo. It's 2 balls and no strike.
And that's a slider. just squirting right out of his hand.
And a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike. With the double play, you go back to now the tying runs in the Ondixer. So you can get a little bit more of the plate to Hill.
Indeed. And you certainly don't want to walk him. So Hill knows he's going to get strikes.
Two and two.
Could hit that one. That's
that was a good one.
That's as good as he's got. And he keeps that thing down right around the knees. Late snap, perfect location. That's a tough combo.
Two and two. Hill waiting. Got him, and that's the ball game. Giants behind Madison Bumgarner. And the Major League debut in a starting role of Joe Panik. And Mike, this was a nice win because they take the series after a road trip that did not start so well.
Well, you're right. They came back to what they've been doing, and they've been winning series, and they've been fantastic on Happy Flight Day, which is what today is. But hard to overshadow a great performance like we saw from Bumgarner tonight, but the kid did it. A 2-for-3 day. He was fantastic in the infield. A day he will never forget.
All right, so the Giants end up taking 2 out of 3. They go 2-3 on the road trip, and today they win by a final of 4-1. Esurance Giants postgame live is coming up, but first let's go to the Sportsnet Central studio.
2-for-4 day.